Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're just doing a quick trip here at Dewey Bridge out near Moab. Probably a lot of you are familiar with this place. If you've been to Moab before, you've probably gone through here, crossed over Dewey Bridge here. You see my cursor. We've camped out over there to the right where the cursor is right now, up in those mountains there in the hills. But today we're just going to do a quick little trip back across the bridge and to the left. And it's technically a part of the Coco Pelly Trail. If you're familiar with that, it's a 100-some-mile mountain bike trail that starts all the way in Grand Junction and goes all the way to Moab. We're going to just do a little section out here along the cursor there out to this little point overlooking the Colorado River. Just be a quick couple-mile trip, the wife and the kid. You know, something just kind of get out while we're camping, something to do. Get some fun scenery in, goof off, play around, and see in that one bend in the trail there. It's going to be a neat little campsite, little place back into a canyon. And then here's our little outcropping overlooking the river. And we've got also, you've got main campsites there with trash and restroom, everything there at the Dewey Bridge Campground. If you like little nicer facilities versus just throwing up a tent or sleeping on the ground. But there's all sorts of trails here if you're familiar with this area to go investigate and check around. I mean, you could burn up a month back here. And to the left, to give you an idea, to the left is the Canyonlands National Park over there. All right, here we are, taking off right after Dewey Bridge Road. And I believe this was pretty early in the year. This is maybe May, early May. So pretty nice weather. As you can hear, Alice is having quite the good time. But as you look here on this way on the trail, we're headed into Canyonlands National Park. And this would be coming from the Danish Flats Road exit off the interstate. And so if we were to keep going straight for quite a bit, we'd finally reach up with the main 4-lane highway into Moab. Now this section through here is nothing too technical here, but there's definitely one or two rock spots coming up where if you're in a Jeep or SUV of some kind, you're definitely going to need a little ground clearance or have a little experience at driving on some rock edges to get the ground clearance you need. I've taken my Jeep with 32-inch tires back here just a little ways, and it was a pretty good, decent enough challenge. I suppose if you had one of those new Broncos that come with 37-inch tires stock, you'll be just fine with your air conditioning and all the bells and whistles. As you can hear, the wife and the kid are having a good time. Now we're looking towards Moab here, looking out on the Colorado River. Still see some of the sandbanks on the side. Water's still clear, so definitely early season.
Hang on, you two.
Before you get all the snow melt coming down and water turns back to mud color. It gets quite cold. You know, if you're gonna come out here and float the river and rent some inner tubes or paddle boards, you know, anytime early season, midsummer is going to be really cold. The water will get a lot better, you know, come September, October. It's had enough time to warm up and all the snow melts, run off, and a little bit more enjoyable. Otherwise, if it's early season, you better make sure it's a really, really hot day, because your butt's going to freeze like a beer can in the cooler. Now this section through here, I have gone out and mountain biked this before. So I knew what I was getting into before I came out on the four-wheeler, before I came out in the Jeep. Had a pretty good idea. It's not too bad on a mountain bike. Pretty easy, pretty doable. You know, after you get out of here, you know, where we turn later, if you keep going, this one it just kind of turns into just deeper sand, but you can still ride on it. I ran into a guy out here in a souped up old two-door 1970s Ford pickup truck, and he said he was getting low on gas and asked me if I knew which way to go, and I had a picture of the map, and I was like, hey, go right with me here, and this is going to bring you back out to the main road. And he claimed he was getting low on gas, but he looked at my map and took a left, and that's a long ways when you go across through here to you're trying to
campsite back here in this one right here.
You're going to end up in
inside this tunnel,
inside Arches National Park, and if you try to go around it, because there's not so many roads that allow you to go in there, you're going to be putting in some serious off-road miles. I hope that guy got out in time. Because you can do a road when you get off Danish Flats and you come out here to turn towards Moab on the main sign, there's a road you can take, and you can do it. I did it in my Chevy cargo van. It'll take you all the way across to the other side of the main 4-lane highway entrance that's another 30 miles down the interstate, and that gives you an idea how far it is across through there. 30-40 miles, something like that, between those two exits. Here we are, getting ready to pull up to this little canyon spot inside there, that overhang. Cool little campsite, fairly shaded most of the day.
They'll go back there and get a shot.
You know, it's just far enough off the main road here. I don't want to say far enough, just enough technical terrain that you're not staying back here unless you've got the vehicle to get back here, which is kind of nice. Keeps you a little, a little more secluded. You're staying at the main road there at Dewey Bridge. It's practically a highway during in season, early spring, late summer, early fall.
You having fun, sweetie? Hello? You say, hello, what?
Hello, what?
Yeah.
We're passing this guy here, his Jeep. And he looked like he was on a date here with one of his lady friends.
All right, you two get off.
And when we got to the top of this hill, she didn't look like she was too impressed or having too much fun out here.
Okay, let's run.
Yeah, you run.
I'm sure they thought we were quite the odd group out here, riding on the four-wheeler as a family out in the middle of the desert, running around. But hey, what a great time. What a good way to get out, hang out as a family, go do something outside, get away from the normal grind,
Coming, babe? Come on over.
normal cell phone, YouTube daily grind, and get out and just kind of have some fun together and having a little adventure. See what the Creator made and put out there for us to check out and have fun with.
All right, you two jump on real quick and we'll take off. Oh, oh, oh.
And as you can see on here, shots earlier, we've got that back seat on the four-wheeler, and that's where the wife's sitting. Got the kid in between us. Pretty good room, pretty comfortable for something like this, just small, just for a quick couple miles to have some fun. You know, you're not going anywhere real far like this. Kid's gonna get tired, and it's not that comfortable. To go any long distance, you know, I'm 6'2", I want to stretch out. When we're back in Thailand riding motorcycles, it's the four-wheeler's more comfortable like this than when we're back in Thailand on a 150cc scooter all strapped down together as a family. You know, over there when the kid was 3 months old, we just put her in a chest baby strap like you see in what was that, Hangover, Las Vegas. Strap the kid to the front of you, put the wife behind you, and off down the road you go on the scooter, going to get food or something. So this is a little more comfortable than one of those skinny seat motorbikes. And from previous experience over there riding with her, I knew she wasn't going to make it very long before she fell asleep. So I kind of had a short trip picked out for us here to go out, get some great views and shots, and then turn around, head back to camp, and let her ride her little battery-powered Jeep Wrangler around and have her fun. Half the fun of these going over these videos is you know, it's been quite a bit since I've recorded this. Going on 5-6 months. And I've got some older than that, years old, so it's kind of fun to just kind of go back, talk over the videos, listen and see what we were doing, when and where. Because in the summertime we do farmers markets, so we really don't have a whole lot of time to get out together as a family. You know, most of these rides I do, I'm by myself. Even though most videos I've put up so far I'm with someone else, those are just the most fun. You know, what am I going to say riding by myself over and over again, other than the great views? So it's fun to go back and check these out, you know, before the farmers market season starts, before we're all working nonstop, not a whole lot of time off. It's cool to go back and check these out.
You okay, Alice? Okay, you just trying to look? Okay. Hold on to Dad tight, okay? Okay.
Here, Alice's helmet's jabbing me in the back because she keeps wanting to check around and see some things.
Okay, you want to sit in front with Dad?
So we do a little switch up here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of, if not the very first
turn the
video
GoPro off now.
that I made with the GoPro. So I'm pretty impressed.
Yes, the other way was the easy way.
I can't remember if this is 4K 60 frames per second or 5K 30. I'm pretty sure I had it set on one of those, not a lower number yet.
I think so.
But I would become later to love that 2K 120 frames per second on the GoPro. Can't beat that smoothness.
Down here for a second and then come back.
There you can see the Jeep taking off in the distance. This is headed back after the lookout.
Oh no, you go all the way to the other side of Moab from here. Alright, we turn around.
So we came out here and we decided just to turn around and check and see. I couldn't remember riding the bike where we were headed and how far we were going.
Wheel?
So we're headed back now.
This goes all the way to the 4-lane highway and the Arches National Park.
Hey, sweetie, we're watching the video. You want to come watch? All right, let's check it out. We got a special guest appearance here from Alice herself. You remember doing this trip down in Moab? You riding with Dad and Mom, having fun? No, Sean soon wasn't here on this trip.
Falling asleep?
Out there you can see in the distance the snow-covered
Alice.
mountains. Can't see it too well from here, but that's heading into what they
Oh
call
my
the
gosh.
LaSalle
All right.
Mountains. LaSalle Mountain Range. So if you ever
Hang
seen any
on to
pictures
it.
of Moab
Hold
or
on to
surrounding
it.
area with the giant peaks, that's it. And I've done some trips through there, and if we get a chance, I'd love to go back there again. We did a trip from Aspen basically all the way to Moab, all off-road. If I would have had a camera back then to record all this stuff, I'd probably be retired by now, some of the trips we did back then. But you can do a trip from Aspen, go out to, I'm going to forget the name of the pass now, Pearl Pass,
All right, you got a hold of her?
over into Crested
Okay.
Butte. Then from Crested Butte, we cut across there's roads through private properties. We ended up spending the night there at like 4 a.m., woke up, finished the trip off towards Delta, Colorado. And then from there, it was still just dirt roads all the way back until we got to some kind of reservoir, and then came around, let's say southeast of the LaSalles. And to give you an idea where we came out way south of Hole in the Rock. And came up from Hole in the Rock on the road back into Moab. Alice, you want to say hi to everybody? That's it? You give them a like and subscribe? Wow. All right, don't listen to her. We'll take the likes and subscribes. Mm-hmm. Here we are headed back. Now I couldn't remember the GoPro how long the battery was going to last, how long the memory card was going to last, so I think I actually had more footage here headed back out to the main road than I did coming in here to the overlook. Oh wow, what you got there?
I'll get off. Just play it safe. There goes a prairie dog. A ground squirrel. Alice, can you wake up?
No signal right now.
Not at all. Mommy's so strong. Come here, get behind Dad. You can go back to bed. Come on.
So whenever we got to these difficult spots here, just play it safe. No reason to risk anything with the wife and the kid riding together here. So they just jump off, walk up the hill or down the hill, catch back up with me, jump on, and then away we'd go.
Mom, ready?
And I don't remember later on in this video here coming up, on the way in it didn't show it. And I don't know if I got it on the way out here, but there occasionally are gates you've got to put up and down. So they've got old rough 4-row barbed wire gate attached to some old trees that you've got to hook up and unhook yourself. Make sure you always put those up and down, or if they're down when you go by, they most likely always should be up. So help pick it up. As a wire, you just hang over the post, keep it standing up straight, just enough to keep the cows from going in or coming out, whichever way they need to go.
Alright, you guys get off. Play it safe.
It's surprising at times when you're going down through here, and you know it's easy to come up with something and see a path up, and then when you're coming back down something like this, not that no big deal going up it, but then coming down, it was just going to be just enough to be off kilter to roll it to one side, and didn't like it.
Yeah, good thing you two got off. All right.
So you can see there, got mom got mom carrying Alice. Alice
Mommy's workout.
got her carrying Alice up and down now, because at this point Alice is done. She had fun, was excited, got to go see the overlook and check out the river and see the pretty mountains. And you can hear Just about done.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those, excuse me again, one of those rare videos where, you know, you just basically, you ride with us the whole time. So out and back, the video is about 30 minutes. The only thing missing, you know, was the time we spent hanging out at the overlook there with another group on a UTV there for about 5-10 minutes. So what you see is what you get in this video, about 30 minutes out and back. And now you're looking across, coming over this ridge here, you're looking across the Colorado River, looking at Dewey Bridge, which famously is written there that a local guy, local high schooler from Aspen, came down and as a prank apparently started a fire on it, and supposedly that's what took out the original wooden Dewey Bridge that was used for years to allow people to go to school. Which, if you get to Dewey Bridge, make a left there at the end of the guardrail, and when you get to the little porta-john setup, stop and take a look, and there's a sign. You look over into the cave there in the walls, and they literally carved out a schoolhouse out inside the side of the mountain, out of the kind of the sandstone rock, if you will, and that's where they had school, and it remained cold all the time. So even though it's blazing outside, you're still pretty comfortable temperature inside the one-room classroom there. Kind of a neat thing to go in and check out. You can kind of see the cliffs there as you come around and see the river. I definitely recommend you stop and check out and, you know, see how far we've come in, you know, 100 years here since people were out here living and going to school. Kind of reminds you to be thankful for what we got.